Hi kids, welcome to Terry on Tuesday Extra. It's not exactly a Tuesday video because I did that a couple of days ago, but I thought I'd do a quick bonus video for you because yesterday I was pretty bad illness-wise, spent almost 24 hours in bed, boiling hot and shivering and coughing and sneezing and everything else, all that good stuff. And like I said on last week's video, I did a COVID test on the Monday and it was all clear. Then I had a couple of horrendous days. Today's not been too great, to be honest, but the headache's gone, which is the main thing. I think I can cope with everything as long as I haven't got that headache. I've still got the very painful cough occasionally, so apologies if I cough during this video. But I did a COVID test about an hour ago and it's all clear. So I call BS because I lost my sense of taste and smell recently, only for a day. So maybe that's how I get colds now. Maybe that's what a cold is. To me, it's identical to COVID. Anyway, we're not here to talk about COVID, even though today's video is not sponsored by lemon sips and paracetamol. Keep me going. So, end of an ear roll in more ways than one. Marvin. Remember Marvin? Yeah, I haven't stopped talking about him for 4 years. He's being picked up tonight, and it is time to say goodbye. And as soon as I can, hopefully tonight, I'll try and get permission, because I don't want to spoil the thunder of the people who've picked him up and bought him. I don't want to spoil their thunder if they want to make an announcement, because they may want to. If they don't mind about that, then I will make an announcement. Anyway, so that's something to look forward to. But Marvin's going. End of another era. This very phone that I is filming you on right now, my long time serving Samsung Galaxy J13 2017. It's been a good phone for me. Like I say, this is the front camera because I like to use the camera that I can obviously see myself, like most people do. I wish they'd do a camera where you could have the same resolution on your front camera as the rear camera, because this phone has got a good rear camera, but I don't use that one very much because, only when you're filming stuff that way rather than looking at yourself to film your YouTube videos. Anyway, I decided to bite the bullet. I mean, there's nothing majorly wrong with this phone here. Except that it is slowing down a bit. It's always been full of bloatware, which I can't remove. I've moved as many apps as I could to the SIM card, but some apps refuse to be moved, like Facebook and Instagram, stuff like that. And, it's been sort of slowing down a little bit with switches on. It used to take like one press of the button to turn the screen on and off. And now it's taking 3. I don't know if that's a built-in, what they call planned obsolescence thing to make you feel like you need to get a new phone. The battery life is slowing down a tad, but that might be due to my settings or how long I'm, online for or whatever. Anyway, that said, I thought, do you know what? It's time. I've got a couple of things with phones. I won't pay a fortune for them. Up until now, I've never paid more than 100 quid for a phone. I won't get one on contract. I'm not paying 400, 500, 600 pound for a phone because that's just insane. Because this phone here that I'm recording on, Samsung Galaxy J3 2017, that's right, is like a 250 quid handset, right? Which doesn't sound like a lot. But when I tried to sell this on to one of those second-hand phone refurbisher people, the most they reckon I get for it is under a £5. It doesn't mean the phone's knackered, it just means that's how much it's worth in real terms. So these people selling you phones that are over 500 quid, it's just a con, basically. It's just a con. So anyway, as tight as I am, I thought I'm going to bite the bullet while I can. Now I've done my Crimbo shopping. and I'm okay for gas and electric. I'm going to get myself a new phone because this Samsung has done me proud. I've had it for 2017, over about 6 or 7 years. I can't remember what my previous one was. I think my previous one died when I took it to Pinewood, and it got clogged up with fiberglass dust and all sorts of nastiness. But I'll stick with the Samsung because obviously I'm used to their operating system now, so I don't really want to try and I'm too old to make the break now to go back to Nokia or perish the thought, an iPhone. So I went for a Samsung Galaxy A13, which again is an old phone. It's a refurbished phone. It's not brand new. It's definitely not one of Samsung's latest. And it cost me a lot more than I would normally pay. 179 quid. Came from giffgaff, refurbished. And we're going to open it and check it all out. By the way, giffgaff sent me a free SIM card. If anybody wants to try giffgaff, I recommend them, right? Because a couple of things. A, U-Switch Network of the Year 2022. So you can slag off giffgaff as much as you like, but they've still won Network of the Year 2022. So, secondly, giffgaff runs on the O2 network. So if you don't get a good O2 signal wherever you are, it's not giffgaff's fault. That's the fault of the logistically where you are, right? Some people get a good EE signal. Some people get a good Vodafone signal. But if you don't get a good O2 signal, you're not going to get a better giffgaff signal. It's as simple as that. Also, giffgaff was invented by a guy who works at O2, and he basically said, let's strip down an entire mobile phone service to the bare minimums and save costs. So it is basically, I think, the cheapest, well, it was when I joined 15 years ago, by the way. It was the cheapest and quite an easy to run system. And you get community support, not from a head call center or anything like that. It's from members themselves. It's like an online thing. No contracts. So anyway, I've never had any problems with giffgaff. When I first started, and that was 15 years ago, by the way, there were 1 or 2 outages, you know, a couple of hours, no phone signal. That was 15 years ago, guys. It hasn't happened since. I've always found them great. I pay no more than £6 a month. It used to be £5 a month for their goodie bag, their monthly goodie bag. I get £6 a month. And there's going to be people out there going, yeah, but I pay £38 a month and I get unlimited everything. Good for you. I can't afford that. Good for you. You do you, boo. But I'm just saying, a lot of people don't need to pay that much. I'm sorry, but you don't. You know me, I'm online, I use my phone, I use a lot of texts, I use internet. I pay £6 a month, you know. I save the money wherever I can. So let's open the Samsung Galaxy thingy. We'll do a quick opening and then we'll switch cameras and see what the difference is. If of course the phone is charged up, etc. So I'm going to swap over now and we'll put it on the table so we can open it all up and we can have a look, okay? Cool. Alrighty, so we're on the rear camera. Still using the old Samsung J3. So, fair play for a refurbished phone. It came in its box. Obviously it wasn't sealed because why would it be? Okay. So this is the charging cable. Always nice to have a spare. I've still got my old one. And look at that. Is that not the obelisk from 2001: A Space Odyssey? By the way, disclaimer. This is not a paid sponsorship or endorsement of Samsung or giffgaff or anything. I'm just saying I've enjoyed being with giffgaff. Plus, I like Samsung phones. So, lots of papers. All the papers. Quick start guide. People generally use that. What have we got here? Something in Norwegian. Oh my goodness, really? French guarantee, Swedish guarantee. Swedish guarantee? Sounds like something you'd order in a knocking shop. Can I have this Swedish guarantee, love? Benelux. Where's Benelux? Is the country Benelux? I think it is. I'm not sure. Oh, United Kingdom and Ireland, he said in his terrible Irish accent there. Finally, bit of paper relevant to me. Oh, what else is in here? Is the handy dandy bit of wire. That bit of wire is for getting out things in the side, like the memory cards. You just jab them in. I'm sorry the light is so harsh in here. There's not much I can do about it. It's the best room to have some light in. Let's tuck all that away there. So, handset, bigger than my current phone. There's the case for my current phone. Is it the same? It's slightly wider, so it doesn't fit in the case width-wise, and it's about 3/4 of an inch taller, or 24 millimeters for you modern kids. And it's wrapped in its plasticky stuff, as you'd expect, which is rather nice. Terrible to take these things off, but there you go. So we'll slide him out of here. Oh, need a screen protector on here. This is far too slippery for the average finger. I need to get a screen protector so to stop it getting smudgy. Right, so what have we got on the back here? You young kids will know more about this than me. Is that a screen protector on the back? No, there's nothing on the back. It's just really good condition. You know, for a refurbished phone, that looks spanky brand new. I don't know if they polished the life out of it or what. So it's got a triple camera thing on the back there. That'll be a flash. That will be a viewfinder. Or will it? Because you've got 3 of them there. I don't know what all these are for. There's obviously a camera on the front. Oh, you can't see it. There's a camera there, obviously, for front viewage. Now, I am told that the front camera on this is 8 megapixels, which is a lot more, or a good few megapixels more than this Samsung J3. I do not know what all these are. I think there's something like macro and panoramic, perhaps, which is a bit like overkill in my book. One should be enough. Oh, you can see next door's house. Hello. So we've got buttons on the side here. We've got a... hold on. So, remember that handy dandy bit of wire? That goes in there. It doesn't do anything. There we go. Pops there. Slide that out without breaking anything. Come on. And it's empty. Yeah, so that'll be Johnny's SIM card. And nothing to take out on this side, okay. Oh, there's another little hole there. I'm assuming that's to take the back of the phone completely off. Well, I do need... no, is that SIM card or memory card? Good question. I don't know. This is how tech rubbish I am nowadays. There's even a hole at the bottom there. I guess that's the microphone. Then again, is that the microphone? That's the charging port. That's the headphone port. That's got to be the microphone. So what's that then? Ooh. Do I dare push the bit of wire into the mystery hole? Man breaks new phone on first attempt. You've seen it here first, folks. Here we go. No, there's nothing worth pushing in there. I'm not going to push it any harder. See, autofocus. I hate autofocus. Alrighty. Well, without... I don't know if I can actually switch it on without having any SIM card in it, etc. How do you switch this stupid thing on? I guess I hold this button in and see what happens. Oh, Galaxy! This is a 64 gig? 64 gig? I think so. Let me just check. Check on the bit of paper while it's starting up. 64 gig ROM. RAM 4 gig. So it's doing its very long thing as it usually does. Oh my goodness, sorry this video's taking so long. Maybe I should speed this bit up and quit the waffling. English Australia. Yeah, you know what that's going to be. Basically rude and sweary. English India. English Ireland. English Philippines. English South Africa. Let's have good old English United Kingdom. Thank you very much for your review. I agree to the end user license agreement. It's the thing. You can't use the phone if you don't agree to the terms and conditions, but they've basically got you over a barrel. Permission, yes. Go on to scan stuff. Choose a Wi-Fi network. Ooh. Enter password. I can't remember my password. Hold on. See if I can find it. It's here somewhere. Ah, yes. Got my password here. I'm going to have to do this in blurred out mode, I think, just so you can't nick my Wi-Fi and stand outside my house and use my Wi-Fi all day. We're connected. Checking service provider. Right, well, seeing as we've got some power, battery's at 50%, and I don't have a SIM card in here, what I'm going to do is the restart, as it's telling me to do, is a restart. And while this is restarting, I'm going to swap the phone in a second. But first, back to front camera of other phone. So, while the restart is happening, we're back on the front camera of the old Samsung J3. And as soon as this gets going, I'm going to pull the SIM card out of this camera, and put it in here, and then we'll film me on the front camera of this phone and see if the quality is any good. So take a few seconds to see the quality of the bad focus and the bad face and everything else, and we'll see what happens. Stop telling me things. Take a few seconds to regale yourself with the very fine placement of wooden blocks there. Don't ask. And we shall see what the new improved picture is like. Okay, so here we are. It's over an hour later. I'm looking at this camera, right? Yeah. So yeah, over an hour later. Don't know if you can tell if it's better. It looks good to me, but bear in mind my eyes are knackered and this is a much bigger screen, a 6.5-inch screen. Apparently the resolution I've been looking up on this screen is a maximum of 720. Not to record at, but for the actual screen that I look at. But other than that, I mean, it's looking good to me. We could just quickly cut back to how it was before. Regale yourself with the very fine placement of wooden blocks. And now back to me again. Is that better? It's gotta be, it's bound to be. Anyway, right, well I've done the usual setup nonsense. It's taken me ages to bring my imports in and, accounts, email, set all that malarkey up. I was a bit worried that we didn't have a data cable, but apparently this charger cable is a data cable. The weird thing is it's got the new size, slightly larger USBs on the end, which don't fit my old Samsung. So I'm wondering what I need to do to charge the phone, because these are identical. So neither of these will fit into my old Samsung USB charging jobby. And neither will they attach to the end of a standard USB. So how do I get power into my phone? We're only on about 40% now, so I'm gonna use my noodle and think, how do I get power from this into... I'm basically gonna buy a cable before the phone runs out, I suppose. Right, well that's it. Haven't had any phone calls. I haven't done any texting, but I have a quick look on Facebook and stuff, and the operating system is, as far as I can tell, the same. It's interesting having a much bigger screen to play with for my old banana fingers. But other than that, pretty good with it. I may just take a little bit of footage now using the reverse camera to see what quality that is. As I said earlier, this phone comes with many cameras, well, like 4 or something on that side. I ain't got the foggiest what they do, but let's find out, shall we? So, just as I decided to take some footage with the new camera, my friend comes out. Hello, friend. Yes, friend. You're just a bit of a camera whore, aren't you? Yes. Yes, you are. You loves it a lot. Yes. Oh, friend. You had all the food this morning when you were cold and wet. Wouldn't come in because you've gone a bit territorial now. What's the matter, you? Yes. Oh, look, a friend. Hates me, really. Very schizophrenic. Always on edge. Doesn't really like me unless I got food. Got no food for you. Anyway, gotta go because, you know, look at you. Anyway, so that's the return camera. Judge for yourself. I do not know. A couple of reviews I saw online refer to this a lot. They're very helpful online reviews and unboxings, but they have said, I mean, this is not the 5G version apparently, unless I'm completely mistaken, but I don't think it is. But there is a 5G version. And also, while being very helpful, they did constantly refer to this as a low-end phone, a budget phone, a lower Galaxy phone. Or whatever. To me, you know, it's like giving a caveman a blooming, I don't know, first Nokia. It's still a bit of a quantum leap for me, as it is every time I get a phone, because I hang on to old tech quite a long time, and this is already old tech. So by the time I get myself a phone that all you young kids are using right now, well, I'll be dead. Let's face it. So that's it for me this week. Maybe not this week. Maybe there'll be one on the next Tuesday, whenever that will be. It depends when I can get this edited, really, can't I? Get it charged. Anyway, so thanks for watching. Again, I recommend giffgaff. Why the heck not? Save you a bit. Take care now. Bye-bye then.